Welcome to yoga. So this is a daily practice, and this is the first one that is all to do with joy and harmony. So this is actually an evening practice that I'm doing right now. But you can do it during the day if you want to. So feet just hip width apart, and just relaxing your shoulders back and down. And just really feeling through the earth. Just roll forwards and back through your feet. Just finding your feet. Nice and relaxed, spreading your toes, moving through your heels, bending your knees. Fabulous. And then slowly we're going to inhale and extend your arms up above. Try and really reach as much as you can, separating your ribs and your hips. Just really stretch through. Palms together. And slowly exhale to the right. So just fold over to the side. And just let your right arm down. And inhale, rising back up to the centre. Take a deep breath in. If you want to lift off your heels there, you can. And then exhale, lower your heels to the other side. Good. Just let that arm come down. Inhale, rise. And again, just lifting your heels. Deep breath in. Lower them down and exhale the other side. Just release. Good. Inhale back through the centre. Exhale, lower and take it to the side. Good. Rising back up. Palms together and just exhale down through the centre of your body. Folding forwards, tucking in the head. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins and lengthen through your spine. So it's really straighten through your back. But to show you, try not to arch your back, push your hips back and lengthen through your spine. So just nice deep breath. Inhale here and exhale to fold forwards and down. Hands to the ground, step back into downward dog. So feet hip width apart, hands shoulder width. Sit your hips up and back and bring some space between your shoulders and your ears. And gently float forward, bringing your shoulders over the wrists, coming down onto your knees. Exhale, lower to the ground. Inhale, lift your shoulders, squeeze the buttocks into cobra. Exhale, child pose. Just sit back into your heels. Stretching it through, relaxing the shoulders and the jaw. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, push back into downward dog, lifting your hips up and back. Just look towards your thighs. Try and press the heels down as you tilt the hips up. Bending your knees and either step or walk your feet back into the centre, still hip width apart. Just check that your feet are aligned and one isn't turning out in a different direction. Soften your knees and inhale, rising all the way back up to standing. Palms together and squeeze. And again, exhale, lower down, just folding it through, tucking in the head. Inhale, hands to shins, so really getting into the breath then now. So really deep breath in here. Exhale to fold. Hands to the ground, stepping back into your downward dog again. So hips up and back, looking towards your thighs. And gently float forwards, shoulders over the wrists. Come down on your knees again for this one. And exhale, lower to the ground. Inhale, lift and squeeze, rolling the shoulders back. And exhale, child pose. Sitting back into your heels and stretch. Nice deep breath in as you exhale, pushing back into downward dog. Bending your knees and stepping your feet back into the centre or walk them in. Exhale, fold forwards. Soften your knees and inhale, rise. So if you've practiced yoga with me before, this won't be anything new to you. but we're just finding the joy in each movement today. So again, we're going to exhale, come down, tuck it in the head. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. So what feels good here? Do you feel a nice release across your back as you push your tailbone back? Take that real deep breath in through your spine. And exhale, fold forwards and down. Let that breath go. Step back into downward dog. So what feels good here in downward dog? What can you do to make it feel even better? You might want to move maybe, moving side to side or moving your legs perhaps. Slowly float forwards into plank. One more time, come down onto your knees and exhale, lower to the ground. Inhale, lift and squeeze, rolling your shoulders back. And exhale, child pose, sitting back into your heels and stretch. Nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, push back into downward dog again, hips up and back. Bending your knees and stepping your feet back into the centre. Exhale, fold. So what feels good here in a forward fold? What feels nice for you? Slowly bend your knees and inhale, rise, coming all the way up, palms together and squeeze, just a little baby back bend here. And as you exhale, clasp your hands back behind you and open through your chest, just rolling your shoulders back and down. Wonderful. So we're just going to add on to this now, just to create a little bit more of a stretch. So your feet can stay hip width apart. Or if you want to now, you can bring your feet closer together. So this is a more challenging option to have your feet together. Soften through your knees and inhale, extend. And as you exhale, just sit down in what we call intense pose. So we sink down into the legs and then inhale, reaching your arms up. So I'm just going to show you that from the side. So as your feet are together or hip width apart, sit your hips right the way back so the knees stay behind the toes. And then as you inhale, you're lifting your arms up a little bit more. So it creates a little bit of tension here across your back, but it's going to help to strengthen those muscles. So try and keep your arm in line with your earlobes as much as possible. So sinking down, weight into the heels. So you should be able to wiggle your toes. So wiggle your toes for me there. Wonderful. Slowly and gently, we're going to exhale and hinge forwards and down. Just fold, relax your shoulders and your jaw. And just slide your right leg back. And as you do, bend your front knee, drop the hip to where you can. If you want to here, you can drop the back knee onto the ground. Or for more of a challenge, you can lift that back leg. So you'll feel a stretch here in the hip flexor and something going on over here on this side too. So just for now, sink the hips down as you lift through your chest. Nice deep breaths. And as you exhale, hands to the ground and push back into downward dog. Float forwards into plank, shoulders over the wrists. Now you can either come down on your knees for this, or you can stay in a full plank. And see if you can exhale halfway if you're in full plank. And inhale into up dog. So up dog is with your thighs and knees off the ground. So hold that. I'm just going to show you from the side. So in this position, nice and strong, we lower down halfway and then inhale, push through with your thighs and knees off the floor. And then everybody now push back into downward dog. So hips up and back. Try and press your heels down towards the ground. Don't worry if you can't get your heels completely on the ground. I can't either. We're just going to press back so that we feel that stretch in the hamstrings. Slowly and gently, we're going to lift your right leg high in the air. See if you can bend the knee and swing that leg through, planting it down on the ground. Now don't worry if you can't get it all the way through. Just drop your back knee and physically move that front leg forwards. Now on this side, you can keep the back knee down or lifted. Left hand to the ground, and we're going to extend your right arm, reaching out towards the right walls. Just breathe into that lovely stretch. And just watch this knee doesn't splay out to the side, so try and keep it in line with the hips as much as you can. Slowly release. Step both feet back into the centre, so you might need to move your right foot over a little bit to do that, and fold forwards. Bending your knees, weight into the heels, and extend back into your intense pose again. Wonderful. We're going to inhale and really lengthen through the body at this point. Squeeze and come back into your intense pose again. So sinking down into the legs, and just check that one knee isn't further forward than the other. So make sure that they are nice and aligned. Nice deep breath in and exhale, fold forwards and down, tuck in the head. And this time stepping your left foot back into a lunge. Drop your hips, lift through your chest. Again, you can drop that back knee if you prefer, or keep it lifted. Whatever feels right for you. Exhale, push back into downward dog, hips up and back. Good. Float forwards into plank. Knees on or off the ground again. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift up and through into cobra or up dog. Exhale, back into downward dog. So really find some joy now in each movement. Pressing your right heel down as you lift your left leg high in the air. See if you can bend the knee and swing that leg through, planting it down. And again, just physically move it forward if you need to. And drop the back knee if you prefer. Right hand to the ground as we extend your left arm. So where is the joy in this pose? What feels good about it? How can you make it feel even better? Take one more deep breath here and slowly release. So again, align your feet when you step in, feet together or hip width, folding forwards, relaxing the shoulders and the jaw, and sit back down into your intense pose again. So your hips come back, you can wiggle your toes, just breathing into it, really reach those fingertips, reach your arms up, and slowly inhale, rise, squeeze. And this time just exhale and clasp your hands back behind you, just really opening through your chest. So we've got some warmth in the body now. So we're going to just add on a few warrior poses next. So slowly and gently inhale and extend your arms up again. We're going to sit back down into that intense pose. Reach up through your arms, nice deep breaths. Good. Exhale, fold forwards and down again. Tuck in the head. We're going to step that right foot back again. So nice deep lunge, lower through your hips. Remember the option, you can lower the knee down to the ground if you prefer. Stay strong with this, just lifting through the chest. Good. Hands to the ground, push back into downward dog, hips up and back. Remember, hands shoulder width and feet hip width. Slowly come forward into your plank. So option again, knees on or off. Exhale, lower. Inhale through into up dog or cobra. Exhale, push back into downward dog. So this is vinyasa flow. Really moving each pose with the breath. Inhale, lifting your right leg high in the air. Bend the knee and swing that leg through, planting it down on the ground. And this time, drop the back heel and we're going to rise up into warrior one. So warrior one is a warrior pose with your hips facing the front. If that feels too intense here or here, then step that foot a little bit wider for me to try and get your hips around to that centre. Extend through your arms and sinking down into your legs. So you want a nice 90-degree angle with that front leg. Lengthen and extend, squeeze the buttock on the back leg. Nice deep breaths, and we're just going to take some pressure off the arms here. Take them back behind you and open as you sink down into the legs. Really try and lift your heart centre as you sink down a little bit deeper. So this is going to take a little bit of stamina now in the muscles. So to help us with that, the deeper that we breathe, the more stamina we're going to create. Just check that knee doesn't collapse. Keep it nice and aligned. Take one more deep breath here and slowly reaching your arms up. I'm going to get you to just hinge forwards over that thigh for a moment. So that's going to be quite challenging. Just see what you can do with it right now. Just take a nice deep breath there. Slowly release your hands down either side and straighten that front leg and just fold forwards over the knee to where you can. Try and relax your shoulders back and down, breathing into it. And just take one more deep breath here. Slowly and gently we're going to lift the back heel, walk the feet back in together, either hip width or together as we exhale, fold forwards. And again, sit back into intense pose. So extend, lengthen and breathe, checking those knees are nice and aligned. Big deep breaths here. Weight into the heels. And exhale again, hinging forwards and down. Relax your shoulders and your jaw. Okay, stepping your left foot back this time. So that's going to feel a little bit difficult because you've just been working on that right leg. So it might feel a little bit heavy on your leg at the moment. But from here, we're going to push back into downward dog. And that should feel quite nice. So again, find the joy. We're moving from one pose to the next. What feels good here? Float forwards into your plank. Knees on or off the ground as we exhale lower. Inhale through into up dog or cobra. Squeeze. And exhale back into downward dog. Hips up and back. Wonderful. Left leg this time. So lift the heel of your left leg and press your right heel down towards the ground. Good. Bend the knee, swing that leg through as far as you can or adjust it yourself manually. Drop in the back heel and we rise up into our warrior one position. So again, if you need to, you can step that foot a little bit wider, sink down into the legs, hips forward and breathe. So just try and stay strong in this pose. If you're feeling a pinch across your back, if it's feeling quite uncomfortable there, if you prefer, you can bring your hands down here over your heart center. So stay with what feels right for you. But try and get a nice 90-degree angle with that front leg and really straight with the back leg. So again, where's the joy? What do you like in this pose? What feels nice? And I'll tell you what's going to feel even nicer is when you can bring your arms down and around the back. It's the little things, isn't it? So reaching back, sink down into the legs, open through your heart center. Really take those deep, nourishing breaths. Stay strong with it. It feels good, doesn't it? So just really enjoy that. How much further can you go? Take one last deep breath here and slowly releasing your arms. We're going to hinge forwards over that thigh. So just breathe, keep breathing and holding. Stay strong in the leg. And then slowly release your hands either side. Push back, straighten the leg, bringing your nose down towards the knee. Now if that feels a little bit too intense, you can pick up the back foot and bring it in a little bit closer. So listen to how it feels on the hamstring, on that front thigh. Breathing into it, just relax your shoulders and your jaw. Stay strong. Slowly and gently just release, lifting your back heel, stepping both feet back into the center, and exhale, fold forwards. And just place your hands around the calves this time and fold just a little bit further. Just breathe into it. Nice and deep. And on your next breath, we're going to sit down into your heels and extend your arms just a little bit more. Nice deep breaths. And very gently rising up, palms together, squeeze and extend into a back bend. Exhale, release and clasp your hands back behind you and just really opening out through your chest. Well done. Okay, so you might want to just spin your mat around for this bit. I'm just going to show you sideways on from here. So we've just been working with Warrior One. And now we're going to work into a triangle pose, coming into a lunge. So you're going to make sure you've got something comfortable under your knees. So make sure you've got a yoga mat. You might want to use a cushion for this to help you as a prop. So have it close by if you want to use that. So this time we're going to turn your right toes towards the right wall. Turn your left heel out and toes in. Quite wide with the legs, but not really wide, because you don't want to put too much strain here on the hamstring. So hips towards the front, extend through your arms, roll the shoulders back and down. And we're just going to push the hip away on the left. And as you extend, just releasing that right hand down as you extend this left arm, and keep just pushing more. So you'll feel a stretch here and a stretch here mostly. See if you can reach that top shoulder back, and you're welcome to look up towards the ceiling or look down towards the ground if that feels uncomfortable on your neck, or just looking straight ahead if you prefer. And just breathe into this pose. So what do you enjoy in this pose? Does it feel good? Is it one of your favourite poses? Or does it feel uncomfortable in any way? So just take a really good deep breath there. And just to make it a little bit more comfortable, we're going to wrap this top arm around the back. If you want to, you can try and reach around for the hip and just try and roll back a little bit further, bringing length to your spine. Breathe and hold. Just stay strong with it. Good. And just take one last deep breath here as we're slowly going to bend that front knee and just rising up into our Sun Warrior. So you're just making sure you've got that knee just in line with the ankle. If you want to widen the stance from this point, you can. So you can sink down just a little bit further, separating the ribs and the hips, and just looking past the armpit as you breathe. So just stay strong with that. Opening through your body. Try not to grip with your toes. And then on your next breath, like a cartwheel, revolve with the arms. We're going to place your hands down towards the ground, drop your back knee and rise into a kneeling lunge. So we sink forwards with the hips to where we can and open through the front of the body. Try and squeeze the buttock to protect your lower back in this position. Nice deep breath here. One more breath, and as you exhale, releasing your hands down and slowly slide back into the hips, straightening the front leg, and just breathe over that thigh. One last deep breath here. Slowly pick yourself back up. We're going to lift off the back knee. And we're going to take a little walk all the way around to the other side and just turning the feet around and rising up to standing. Okay, so just give yourself a minute just in this stance. So again, just nice and wide with the legs, but not so wide that it feels really uncomfortable on the hamstrings. So if you need to, you can pick the back foot up for the first part of this sequence, making sure that your heels are nice and aligned on the floor. Extension through your arms, lift and lengthen through your body. So the longer we lengthen, the easier it is to breathe So again, we're going to push that hip away towards the right. Try and keep your legs as straight as you can, but if it feels uncomfortable on that front knee, just bend the knee more. Keep reaching, 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 and slowly release. Hand comes down, right arm up towards ceiling, breathe and hold. And again, you can either look up towards top hand or look down towards the ground. Just think about that length now through your body. Think about length through your arms, through your legs, and also along your spine. Try and breathe into that as much as possible. Just stay in this for a moment. Stay with that loving breath, lengthening through and slowly wrapping that top arm around the back. See if you can hook it round and roll the shoulder back. Nice deep breaths. So yoga is all about this union of your mind, your body and your spirit. So whilst we're holding these poses, we want to really drop into the body, drop into how we're feeling, listening to ourselves, listening to where the tension is, listening to where the happiness is. How is it making you feel? And slowly, when you're ready, we're going to bend that front knee and rise up into our Sun Warrior again. So again, I quite like a nice wide stance for a Sun Warrior. So you might want to just step back a little bit further so that you can get deeper into the legs. Just watch how it feels here though on the hip flexor. If it feels too intense, then don't go too deep. Nice deep breath, really opening through the ribs and the hips. Stay strong with it. Feeling good with it. Try not to grip your toes, remember. One last deep breath here and slowly revolve. Bring yourself down. Hands reach the ground, lift the heel up and drop down into a kneeling lunge. So again, we're going to rise up, squeeze the buttock on the back leg and open through the hips. That's it, just taking some time, really squeeze and extend. Good, and then slowly and gently as you release your hands down, you're just going to slide that knee back, relaxing your shoulders and your jaw just to where you can. Again, breathing into the hamstring. Good, and then slowly and gently just release. You're going to lift up the back heel, back knee lifts off, turn yourself back around to the front, walk out into a downward dog position this time. So sitting your hips up and back, space between the shoulders and the ears, and just hold your downward dog for a moment. So just adjust yourself. Does it feel more comfortable with your feet in further, or does it feel more comfortable with your feet further back? Tip your hips up and back, space between your shoulders and your ears. And very gently float forwards. Knees on or off the ground as we exhale lower. Inhale through into up dog or cobra. And this time as you exhale, come down into child pose. But if you want to, take the knees really wide and sit yourself down into the centre and just enjoy that for a moment. Just relax your arms down. If you want to, you can bring your arms back behind you and just relax there for a moment. So who finds this enjoyable? If this is your favourite pose, then sit in it. Just stay for a moment. Give yourself permission to just relax. Fabulous. And then slowly just rise up and just sit up for a moment. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Just relax. So we've just got one more standing pose to do before we start to come down towards the ground. So very slowly and very gently, we're going to bring ourselves back into downward dog. Lift your hips, sit right back. Bending your knees and step or walk your feet back into the centre. Maybe hip width apart this time and just fold. Soften your knees and inhale, rising back up. So just take your time as you come up. Palms together and squeeze. And exhale, clasping your hands back behind you. Open through your chest, rolling the shoulders back and down. Good. And then very gently just stand in the centre. Hands just in a prayer position. Tucking the chin down to lengthen the back of your neck. Okay. If you want to grab a drink, now is a good time to go and do it before we bring ourselves into our standing pose. So with balance, we're here to focus. So you might want to find a point on the ground to focus on. So see if you, or a wall in front of you perhaps, just something that doesn't move, that's in front of you, that you can really bring your gaze into, okay? So hopefully you're feeling quite grounded now through your legs from the exercises that we've just done. Hopefully your hips are feeling like there's room, there's space, and your shoulders as well. So just have a scan now through your body. How do you feel? What's going on there? What feels loosened? What still feels a little bit tense or tight? And what are your thoughts like? Is your self-talk, is it fairly negative, or is it quite positive or fairly neutral? Okay, so this pose is just a classic yoga pose really. It's one that we work with quite frequently. So hands in a prayer position. We're going to bring your right foot just out, resting on the ankle of your other foot. So we'll start with the right leg, so bending your right leg. You can stay here if that's enough for you, or you can have a go at bringing the leg a little bit higher, but try and bring the knee wide, but without the hips turning with you. So try and keep the hips more in the centre as much as possible. And if you want more, you can bring that leg just a little bit higher. So just breathe and hold, lengthen through your spine. So try and roll the shoulders back. And just feel now, it usually feels quite nice along your spine when you hold this position. Don't worry if you're wobbling all over the place, that can be quite normal, especially when you're first starting out. The floor that you're standing on might make a difference. If it's a carpeted floor, that can be more difficult to balance on. So just bring yourself back to this pose whenever you need to, at any point. Now we're just going to release the hands down and open. And just breathe, just stay. Try not to push the foot into the knee though, so just relax into it. And can you just stay in this moment, just right now? That's it, just finding that point of focus. That's it. And now that we're in this moment, we're just going to slightly transition. So we're going to extend the arms out. And see if you can take your right leg and extend the leg out as well. So you're just hinging forwards on an angle as you lift that back leg. Just breathe and hold. And then slowly and gently come into aeroplane. So we're just going to bring your hips down towards the ground and then extend that leg back look behind you just a little bit more. That's it. You can look down towards the ground to lengthen the back of your neck. Just try and stay. Breathing into it, bringing your chest parallel to the floor if you possibly can. If you fall out of this pose, just come back and join us again when you're ready. And then slowly scoop yourself back up and drop that leg back down. Just shake your legs off. Well done. So just take a moment. It's quite hot today, the day that I'm recording this. So if it is still quite hot when you're doing this, just give yourself a moment. If there's no air, try and breathe as much as you can. Take a break if you need to between each pose. Okay, so hands in that prayer position again and just recenter yourself. So you just tuck in the chin down, lengthen the back of your neck, soften through your knees. Just hold and breathe here for a moment. Very good. Just relax into it. And then when you're ready, we're going to place ourselves in that tree pose now on the left side. So again, you can just balance that foot with your toes just touching the ground, or you can come up a little bit higher if that feels easier for you, or bringing the foot even higher than that. So just lengthen again through the spine, roll the shoulders back and down. Just take a few deep breaths there, nice and relaxed, breathing into it. And try and watch that you're not leaning over to the side as well, so try and bring yourself into the centre as much as possible. Bringing the knee wide without the hips following you. Slowly and gently extending your arms down and out to the side. Wonderful. Take a really deep breath here and let go. Fantastic. So we've done this on the other side, so you know where we're going with it. So when you feel ready, we're going to reach the arms out, engage through your core, so draw the belly button towards the spine as you kick that left leg out to the side, so you're on an angle to start with. Nice deep breaths, just hold and breathe in that position. Really try and lengthen through your body. Again, don't worry if this doesn't happen for you the first time, just keep practicing. It will get easier. Slowly we're going to transition then now into airplane. So we're just going to rotate, bringing your hips parallel and your chest parallel to the floor, and extend that leg to where you can. So just breathe and hold. Try and look down towards the floor as well, so that you're bringing length to your neck. I know you're probably trying to look at the screen that you're watching on, but you don't need to, just follow my voice for now. That's it. Just lengthen and extend, breathing it to where you can. Try and soften the supporting knee. And then slowly and gently step that back foot in and shake it off. Again, just bring your hands back into the centre. If you feel a little bit giddy or dizzy, just breathe, relax. Fabulous. Okay. So this brings us into a little bit of a hip opener now. So we're in this position still with our hands, but this time we're going to step your feet wide. So anybody that's worked with me before will know what this means. So your feet, if you have them as wide as your mat, that should be about the right width. However, as we go, if you feel like you want your legs wider, then please do. The more narrow they go in, you're probably going to be lifting your heels up on this next one. So you might want to make sure it's at least this width as you go. So lift and lengthen and slowly start to bend your knees. Slowly start to lower your hips. Try and bring your elbows to the soft part of your knees and drop your hips down. This is called a Hindi squat. Now for some people it can feel really comfortable and fine, and for other people it can feel really intense. So if you're holding this position and it's too much, then you can come back up and out and just squat down to about this position. Okay, but try and lift your chest, make sure your knees stay behind the toes. But if it feels okay for you, then please sit down. Bring your hips as low as you can. Bring your weight into your heels. This is a great hip opener. It works with Muladhara chakra, so the very base chakra, which can help us with our feelings of connection and security, of vitality, our real primal life force. So breathe and hold, sinking down into your legs. Stay strong with it. We're not going to stay in it for too much longer. Take a deep breath here, and as you exhale, just release. Bring your hands down and walk your feet in and find the floor. So just sitting down as you can. Okay. This next bit isn't too energetic, but for some it doesn't feel that comfortable. So we're going to bring your right leg out into a 90-degree angle and take your left leg, if you can, and place it on top. And just realign yourself so that you're sat up nice and tall. Flex your feet. So by that I mean instead of them being pointed, we're bringing them flat. Now don't worry if your knee is up here somewhere. Just keep working with this pose till it becomes more comfortable. Rolling the shoulders back and down and really lift through your chest. Now if that's uncomfortable on your back, you might want some more support with your hands, or you might even want to do this perhaps up against a wall or something to help you. So we're just going to sit for a moment. Just sit in the pose. Just relax in your hips and your buttocks. So you might feel it quite a bit through here. And just breathe. Let your shoulders come down away from the ears. Nice deep breath in and out. So again, breathing in. And this time as you breathe out, see if you can walk forwards with your hands. Don't worry about how far you can go, but try and drop your shoulders down. Just bend the elbows and fold your upper body over the legs. Relax and breathe into it. So really, where do you find joy in this pose? For a lot of people, it's not a very joyful pose, but for others, it can feel like a really nice release. So where can you find the joy in this? Maybe it brings up some emotion for you. Maybe it's making you feel a certain way. Just allow that to pass through. Try not to analyse it, just allow it. Just accept where you are right now and what's happening for you. And the more you focus on the breathing, the more you will allow yourself to relax a little bit deeper into it so that you can get just a little bit further. Wonderful. Just take one last deep breath here. Slowly walk your hands back in, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to lift your left leg up, place your right leg underneath, and you might want to just prop yourself up with that right leg. Lift through your chest, and if you can just wrap the arm around or just hold from there, whatever feels right for you. And wrapping your left arm around the back, we're going to lift through your chest and exhale to look over the shoulder. So just breathe into that twist. Nice and strong with the breath. Every exhale, just trying to twist a little bit further. Fantastic. Gently release. Coming back through to the centre. So we're just going to untangle your legs from there. And this time we're going to bring your left leg down at that 90-degree angle and placing your right leg on top. So just flexing the feet again. Find that position where you can sit up nice and tall with your feet flexed. Breathe and hold, lift and lengthen through your spine. Okay, so just notice now, how different does this side feel from the other side? Is there anything going on with your back? Do you feel like one side is maybe twinging more than the other side? Is the whole of your back just completely twinging? If so, just placing your hands down here. You can even, if you want to, bolster yourself up with some cushions if it's becoming uncomfortable on your legs. So just stay with what feels good for you right now. How can you make this more comfortable for yourself without completely coming out of it? Lift and lengthen, relaxing the shoulders and the jaw. Because the more we relax, the easier it is to just soothe into it, to just really allow ourselves to just start to let the muscles completely relax, allowing ourselves to move further. So very gently now we're going to extend forwards to where we can, relaxing the shoulders and the jaw. Try and bring yourself over, breathing into it, and just listening to what you can feel around your knees and around your hips. How does it feel? What adjustments can you make so that it's more comfortable for you without coming out of it completely? Nice deep breaths. Just allow your body to become heavy over the legs. Again, just listening to your body. How does this feel? Where is the joy in this? What do you want to get out of this? It's only through practicing these poses that we can become more flexible, that we can allow ourselves that ease of movement through life by acknowledging what holds us back and letting it go. Take one last deep breath here and then slowly walking yourself back up. Okay, so this time you're going to take your left leg underneath, bring your right leg over the top, and again you might just want to prop yourself up, maybe sit up onto that leg. And again, if you want to, you can scoop the arm around, or you can just hold that knee from there. Propping yourself up with your right arm, lift your chest and exhale to look over the shoulder. And just breathing into it. Try and relax both the buttocks down onto the ground or onto the heel of that foot. Inhale, lift your chest, and exhale to look over the shoulder. Nice, deep, nourishing breaths. One last deep breath here, and slowly and gently coming back round to the front. Just release and bring your legs out and in front of you. Wonderful. Okay, so from there we're just going to bring ourselves coming down towards the ground, so you actually get to lie down on this next bit. So I'm going to show you from the side, because this particular position, you're going to actually be bringing your legs over your head. So you've got a couple of options here. The first one, we're going to lie down. So just one vertebra at a time, slowly lower yourself down towards the ground. And when you get there, just bringing your feet in a little bit closer. So you want your feet to be hip width apart. And not too close to the buttocks, but not really far away either. So just about underneath your knees, arms by your side. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, we're just going to peel your pelvis up off the floor, push back into your shoulders. See if you can clasp your hands and walk your shoulders underneath you, and just pull them down as you tuck the chin down, lengthening the back of the neck. Really squeeze the buttocks and try and drive your hips up towards the ceiling. So just breathe and hold for a moment there. So really opening up through the front of the body, squeezing the buttocks to work through the back of the body now. And just take some nice deep breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling completely. So we're not going to do any more movements with this pose, we're just going to stay in it. Just really expanding the breath. So again, what do you feel about this that feels good, that feels nice? Forget what doesn't feel nice about it, think about what feels good about it. What do you enjoy about it? Slowly and gently release from there. So it's going to lower your hips back down towards the ground. And very gently bring your knees up and in towards your chest. So you're just going to rock around now. Just loosen up any tension in your lower back. So you can either rock side to side, or you can rock all the way around, or you can do a little bit of both if you prefer. Again, just choosing an option that really suits you right now, that feels good for you. And just breathing into that, just loosening it all up, just relaxing nice and deep. And we're just going to add a little bit more movement to this position now, so just spreading your arms wide. And if you want to work your core muscles a little bit more, you can actually bring your legs at 90 degrees from this point, or you can leave them down if you'd rather just do the movement for the stretch. So if you want more for your core, then just bring them to 90 degrees. And we're going to slowly and gently bring your legs over to the right. Just hover them, don't drop them down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Breathe in here. And exhale the other way. Breathe in. Exhale, bring it back to center. Inhale. And exhale the other way again. So just really controlling it as you go. Inhale. Exhale back through to center. Inhale. Exhale the other side. Inhale here. Exhale back through to center. Just one more each side. Inhale. Exhale, drop your legs slow and controlled. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale here. Exhale down to the left. Inhale. And exhale back through to center. Wonderful. Just bringing your legs in. We're going to reach down for happy baby this time. So just reaching for the soles of your feet, your shins or your ankles, and extend those legs up towards the ceiling. Just bringing your knees down towards your armpits. So it's a little bit like the Hindi squat, but lay on your back. So it's working similar muscles, but in a different way, a little bit more relaxing. So you just can, again, just roll around if you want to on your back, just to loosen up any tension that might be accumulating there. Breathe, tucking the chin down, make sure your lower back stays on the ground. Good, just take one last deep breath here. Slowly and gently just release. Bring your legs down towards the ground. Wonderful. Just stay for a moment. Just bring your knees together and your feet wide. Just hold and breathe. So you may feel a warm buzzing sensation now running through your body. This is what we're going to work with at the end in Shavasana. So we're almost getting to that point now in this experience. But first, we're going to very gently have a little go at plough and shoulder stand. So if you'd rather not do plough and shoulder stand, now would be a good time to go and find a wall, go and find somewhere that you can place your legs up against the wall in this position. So your back is lay on the floor with your legs up against the wall. So you can hold that position throughout what we're about to do. So if that's for you today, then go and find that bit of wall now, and then you sit with that for a little bit until we're ready for the next pose. If you'd like to try the plough and shoulder stand, you might want to bend your legs, lift your legs up and catch yourself from here. And then slowly extend your legs down and back behind you. Now, if your feet don't touch the floor, don't worry. You could use a prop like a chair or something to balance yourself on if you want to make it more comfortable. And what you might find is that it doesn't always feel very comfortable in this position. Sometimes it can feel a little bit difficult to breathe. It's quite shallow breathing because of the position. And if you want to, you can clasp your hands down and back behind you. Just trying to straighten the legs to where you can in this position. Nice deep breaths. So again, just feeling for what feels good here, what feels nice. Maybe it's the first time you've tried this position. Maybe it feels easier than the last time you did it. Sometimes the time of the day can make a difference as well. Later at night can usually be a nicer time to try this pose than in the morning. Placing your hands just up your back. Slowly extending your legs, lifting your hips up and lengthen through your spine. So just breathe and hold there. Nice length through your whole body. Deepen the breath. And you can stay in this pose for as long as feels good for you. But for this program, if you're ready, we can slowly bring ourselves back down into the plough. So just really slow and controlled as you go, extending your legs just back behind you, just relaxing your hands down. Take another deep breath here. And this one, it has a massaging effect on the internal organs. It can also be good for clearing the sinuses as well, actually, which is always useful. And when you feel ready, slowly and gently just rolling back down. So if you were with your legs up the wall, you might want to come back now, down to where we are. And just gently release those legs. You might want to bring them in towards your chest just for a moment and just rock around, just loosening up any tension, again, that might have accumulated in your back. Just breathe. That's it. I'm going to get you once more to just place your legs down. It always feels nice, I think, with your feet wide and your knees together. So just have a little go, explore with that what feels good for you. And just hold that position for a moment. And just give me some little pelvic tilts. So take a deep breath in, arch your back slightly, and then exhale, concave. So just peel your pelvis forwards. Just a little roll on the ground as you breathe. Good. You can either do that with your knees together or you can bring them a little bit wider. Just releasing any tension there in your lower back. Good. And then one of the favourites is bringing your feet together, spreading your arms wide, and just this time drop your knees to the right and your head to the left. Nice deep breaths. Just relax. Try and drop your shoulder blades down into the ground. And then inhale, bring your knees back through to centre. Slowly and gently exhale the other way. So turn your head over and breathe. Slowly come back through to centre. And one last thing, just taking the knees wide. If you want to, you can bend the elbows and just rest your hands overhead. Now, if it feels more comfortable for you, you can place cushions or bolsters underneath your legs just to make it a little bit more comfortable. And just really try and expand through your body. Try and balance through your pelvis and your buttocks as well. And just relax. So just take 3 really deep breaths here. Just inhale that life-giving force. And exhale away any tension. Just complete openness. Just giving yourself permission to just rest here. And just take one last deep breath in this position. And then if it feels good for you, you can slowly bring your legs back up. And slowly bring your arms back down by your side. And prepare yourself for Shavasana. So Shavasana is just the corpse pose where we're just going to lie down on your back. Extend your legs if you want to. You can lie however it feels more comfortable for you. If you want to place your hands on your body and relax. But try and stay on your back if possible. And we will just go through a little meditation next. That's it. So just allowing yourself to find a nice, comfortable position. Just relax, lie down and breathe. So, this meditation I'm going to take you through now. I want you to focus on your breathing firstly. So just take a nice deep breath in and exhale completely. And again, just a nice deep breath in and exhale, let it out. Just continue with this breathing pattern for a moment. With each exhale, feel your body sinking deeper into the ground, sinking deeper into your mat. Your body is becoming more and more relaxed with each and every breath. And as you lay there, I want you to place your hands into a mudra called unbreakable trust. So that is with your fingers interlocked and your thumbs extended, and you can just rest that here on your body. So just hold that mudra for me as you breathe. So a mudra is an energy seal or lock, and what that means is we're bringing to you now an unbreakable trust bond between yourself and yourself. Being able to trust yourself allows you ease through your life. Being able to trust that you know what you're doing. Trust that you are being guided. Trust that things will work out no matter what, even if it doesn't feel like it sometimes. Everything is for a reason, even if we don't understand that reason at the time. So allow this mudra now to flow into your being, to work on all aspects of your being, your physical, mental, emotional and spiritual body. Breathe it in. So we're inhaling that trust, that joy, that honesty within ourselves. And as you exhale, see if you can let go of all the things within you that hold you back from that unbreakable trust between yourself. Stay with that breath, just allowing yourself to fully relax into this space. And just trust and know that you have created this space for yourself today. This video is made for you. You manifested it with your intentions today for yourself. There's joy in that. There's self-care and love in that. So breathe to that. Drink it in. You brought yourself here today on your journey, on your life path, to bring this joy to yourself, to bring this unbreakable trust within yourself. Honouring yourself, And through this mudra, we can break our negative self-talk patterns. So right now, any negative self-talk that you've had today, breathe it away with each exhale. Find that pattern, find those words, because they're usually the same words that we use over and over again towards ourselves. But those words are what reinforce sometimes our worthlessness, our feelings of not being good enough, not being able to do enough, not getting enough jobs done, or not being enough in your job. So let's breathe all of that away now, because right here and right now you are enough. Right here and right now in this space, you are everything that you need to be. Nothing more and nothing less. Honour that. And with each breath, just feel yourself relaxing into it. You're safe. You're comfortable here. Be fully present here in this space. Finding the joy in the small things that you do. If you achieve nothing else today, you've done this for yourself. So well done. So keep breathing away those patterns that bring you down. Maybe rather than words, it's flashbacks of things that have happened in your day. Maybe arguments with somebody, or road rage, or anything like that. The things that we don't tend to really like about ourselves, but are truthful about ourselves. Just let it go for now. Just release it with each breath. You are enough. You are valuable. Never doubt what you bring to this world. Breathe all of that goodness in, all of these words that I'm speaking now, drink them into your body, into your mind, into your soul. And exhale away any negative words. You're fully allowing yourself to relax into this now. And in your life you are loved. You have worth. Even if you don't do anything all day, just by being here, you are worth something. Drink it in. And just feel these words moving through your body, through your mind, through your soul. Just allowing you to feel nice and relaxed now. If you want to now, you can just let your mudra release. Just relax your hands away. And just take a few deep breaths now, just inhaling and exhaling completely. But remember the words that I've spoken to you today. Remember these words and exhale away any negative words that you've spoken to yourself, whether during this session, before it, or even after it. And when you feel ready, just begin to move and stretch in your own way, in your own time. Just bringing yourself up to sitting when you feel ready. Just take your time, there is no hurry. And then inhale, extend, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Namaste. Well done. I hope this video finds you well. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm aiming to do at least one video each week for you from this point on as well. So I will give you the links to those as and when I do them. Namaste.